Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eye Girl 69. How y'all doing? Well, I am exhausted. I Grub Hub today from noon until about 8 o'clock. I took about a 10-minute break and I took about a half hour break. So I took about 40 minutes altogether out of that 8 hours. 7 hours and 20 minutes is basically what I dashed. Grub Hubbed, whatever you want to call it. I was very frustrated all day. I'm actually shocked I ended up with making the money I made, which I only made $115.40 or something like that. What did I say it was? 114.20, yeah. For 7 hours. Let's see what that equals out to be. But I have done some figurines and everything since I started Grub Hubbin. Now, last Saturday, I made $112.43, but I only did 5.5 hours. Today, I made $114.19. That's what it was. We'll say $114.20. And divide that by 7.25. $15.75 an hour is what I made today. Which is still good, don't get me wrong. Last week, my total earnings for the week last week for 3 days, which was a total of 13 hours, I made $262.74. So that was average of $20.21 an hour. This week I made $267.58, but I had more hours. I think I ended up with 25, 28 hours. That's $9.55 an hour. So, yeah, I put in more time this week and I made less money. Even though number-wise, I made $5 more this week than I did last week. But I put in more hours this week than I did last week. I put in like 15 more hours this week than I did last week. I was going to Grub Hub tomorrow, but normally on Sundays I don't have to go in until 5. 4 at the earliest. Well, they scheduled me to come in at 4, and I'd already scheduled myself to Grub Hub tomorrow, 12:30 to 3:30, but I have to be at work at 4, so I just went ahead and dropped the shift. And I have scheduled myself for next week. I won't be Grub Hubbin until Tuesday night, which that'll be like, I didn't write it down, but Tuesday I'm like 6 to 9. Thursday I'm doing like 4 hours, I think, 4 or 5 hours on Thursday. Friday, I'm going to do another probably 5 hours, and that's it. I'm getting about 16 hours a week at my regular job. If I put in about 15 to 20 hours a week, Grubhub and DoorDashing, then that brings me up somewhere to 31 to 36 hours, between both jobs. So basically working a full-time job. Tomorrow I'm at the store. Monday I'm off. Tuesday off from the grocery. Grub Hubbin. Tuesday night. Wednesday working at the store. Thursday, going to another field trip with my youngest granddaughter. They're going to a park. It's not that far away. Doesn't cost no money. All it's going to cost is my time and a little bit of effort to sit there and watch them kids run around that playground and have fun. And then that evening, I'm dashing or Grub Hubbin, delivering food. And Friday, I'm off work, but I'm going to be delivering food Friday night. And then Saturday, I work at the grocery store. So the only full day I'm giving myself off this whole week is Monday. I'm working 6 out of 7 days this week coming up between Sunday and Saturday. It's like 10:45 p.m. Today is the 18th of April, the 108th day of the year. But I really ain't got much to say other than the fact that I'm kind of getting tired of social media the longer time goes on. It's like I get on, it's the same old, same old. Why do I want to hear the same old, same old? Why do I want to hear people complaining about their life? Why do I want to listen to people complain about the world? Why do I want to listen to people complain about the government fucking us over? Why do I want to listen to people that are so ready to leave this earth that they believe that Jesus is coming back to rescue them? I go to these truther channels, awaken channels, but they're not telling me anything that I don't already know. I'm not saying I know it all, but I have been awake since 2009. I've gone down many, many rabbit holes. Chemtrails, GMO foods, vaccines, circumcision, false flags, psyops, um, from the past up to the present. Um, Hollyweird. I've gone down the rabbit hole of transgenderism. Um, Basically, they're poisoning the food, the water, the medicine, and our air. I've gone down all those rabbit holes. Um, I've lived out on the streets with no protection other than just me and my husband and what we could carry on our backs or on our person. I know what it's like to live in 4 different seasons, living in a tent, surviving, relying on the goodness of others. And now that I'm talking about that, maybe I'm talking about it because I needed to bring this story up. First thing that happened to me today when I came in to Norman, I came in through the backside up 77, and one of the hot spot areas is over by Dickie's Barbecue. There's like a Taco Bell in that parking lot, Taco Bueno or something. And then across the street, there's a whole bunch of other restaurants. So, and on each corner, I think there's like a fast food on the corner. There's a CVS on one corner. So I was in this area that's pretty busy. As soon as I pull into the parking lot, I'm trying to just, I'm in the zone. Um, I want to kind of get organized a little bit and just chill for a second, see how the vibe feels. And immediately as I was pulling in, I seen a guy um, walking across the parking lot. As soon as he seen me, he immediately like waved at me and wanted to come talk to me. So I had my window down just a little bit. He came over and he started explaining his situation with me. And I was just sitting there listening. But as he kept talking, something in me, it hit me. Because immediately in the beginning, I was like, no, I'm not going to give the guy anything. I ain't got a lot of cash on me anyway. But no, I'm not going to give the guy anything, you know. But then, as I sat there and listened to his story, I started thinking, Candy, maybe you should listen to him a little bit more and take into consideration where you used to be at one point in time. No, you can't help. You can't help every single homeless person out there. And no, you can't help every single person that comes to your window and gives you a sob story or where they're at in life or whatever. Um, but something just told me to give this guy my last buck. So I opened up my wallet because I didn't know how much money I had in there. I only had $9. I gave it to him. He has no ID. He has no job. He's basically got stuck here. He got thrown in jail for something. Just got out of jail. And he's staying at a shelter there in Norman. He's trying to make it back to Rochester, Minnesota. That's where his family is. He has a 10-year-old son there. And he's wanting to go back to try to right his wrongs and spend as much time with his son and try to develop a relationship with his son as much as he can. And I told him those sounds like really good goals. I started crying. He asked me, he's like, why are you crying? I said, because you opened up something in me. I told him, I was like, I'll tell you a quick story, sir. His name was Carl. I was like, I'll tell you a story about me, Carl. I was like, I was homeless from May of 2013 until January 2018. And in that time frame, I did probably about 2 years to 2.5 years on city streets. And the rest of the time was done living in a tent in Southern Oregon with my husband. I told him we even left Oregon and traveled back here to Oklahoma to visit our daughter for her graduation. And then we tried to get things going here again, but it just didn't work out. It just didn't seem like anything was falling into place for us to try to get jobs so we could stay indoors. So we just decided to go back to Oregon because we knew we could at least make it there. We knew that we could at least survive. And so I told him that we returned back up there on Labor Day weekend of 2017 after being away from there for about 5 months. And we returned up there, and my husband passed away in January of 2018. And then I told him about how I had a friend that opened up her apartment and her couch and gave me the opportunity to get back up on my feet if that's what I wanted, and that it changed my life. That's why I told him it changed my life. The fact that somebody cared, you know. And I told him, I was like, like I said, I ain't got a lot, but here's what I have, and best of luck to you. You look like you need to go get you something to eat. I hope that gets you something to eat and drink. And I really hope that something happens and somebody comes along that can afford to buy you a bus ticket back to Rochester, Minnesota. and he was off. In fact, I did take a picture of him. He was walking across the road. Um, so I might post that as my cover photo for this video. Anyways, um, that happened to me today. So it was a very eye-awakening experience for me. In fact, I watched this guy on YouTube. It goes by Just Nate. He always either offers people a handshake or a hug after he helps them out. He started out door dashing and taking his extra earnings from DoorDash and going out on the streets looking for people to help. I thought about it today too. I got cases of water. I should throw a case of water in the back of my car in case I do run into somebody again. Since summer's coming up, and maybe hopefully offer them a bottle of water, maybe carry around a little box of snacks or something. Try to give back to the community that needs so much help because I used to be a part of that community. Not here in Oklahoma, but in plenty of other places and spaces where I was considered homeless and I fit into those communities, you know. But yeah, I think about it, and I cried. It made me feel good. It made me feel good that I was able to help a guy. It also made me sad to hear his story, But I told him thank you. Um, Thank you for approaching me because of him. I was blessed today. I wasn't blessed with money. I wasn't blessed with anything other than a good-hearted feeling about that situation. And I wish nothing but the best for this man. So wherever you are tonight, Carl, if you're asleep in that shelter up there, bro, I hope something good happens and you can get back to your child and to an area where you've got friends, people that care about you. Anyways, that's about all that's happened to me today. I guess I can start sharing my Grub Hub stories. Sometimes I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should just, make videos telling my stories and make a channel specifically for my delivery gig on the site, whether that's DoorDashing, Grub Hubbin, or Uber Eating. And I gotta think of a name for the channel. If I do make a channel and you're a subscriber of my channel here, I would definitely want to encourage everybody to come over to that channel and give me support on that one because that's the channel that I'll strictly make it for monetization purposes of me either just giving GrubHub stories or delivery stories, or eventually when I get a webcam, I can start trying to make some videos. And I would do lives while I'm out delivering around, but that requires me to have two devices along with a webcam. Or I can just get two devices, another device, but that's going to make my monthly rate go up. And right now, I'm paying a little less than $100 just for one device. I don't know how much it would cost me for another device. I'd have to check into it. But I definitely want to get a webcam too. That way I have video footage of everything that I do on the daily, as well as security on my car when I'm at home and inside here and asleep. So those are my goals, is to get a webcam and to possibly get another device. But my first goal is to try to make a little bit more money and get some more money saved up. So hopefully, let's see where it's 418. I'm going to say hopefully by Mother's Day, I'll have my webcam and enough going on to where I can try to start thinking about making a new channel and see where that goes. Other than that, I'm just going to sit here tonight. It's about 11 p.m. Probably sit here for another hour or two and probably go to bed about 1 and sleep as long as I want. Get up in the morning, make my coffee, take me a shower, and just relax until I have to go to work tomorrow evening. Peace, love, hugs, and always Nuggs. Till the next time, I'm out.